So I'm in the plan view of the, let me just roll up so you can see it on the side here. On the mezzanine level of our floor plans, make sure you don't have the ceiling plan selected. That'll give you a little bit of problems. And we're going to go to Insert, and we're going to load families from the cloud. And I'm going to look for the stacking chair, and I'm going to load that in. And then I'm also going to load in a round table, and I'm going to select that and load it in. And I've already probably experimented with this a little bit, so asking if I want to overwrite it, and that's okay. So now we're going to go to Architecture, Component, Place a Component. Our table is selected, and I'll go ahead and place one. And let's go ahead now and place some chairs. So I'll go Place Component, and I'll look for that stacking chair. And I'll just zoom in here so you can see it better. And if I'm, before I actually click it down, if I hit the space bar, I can rotate it. So I'll go ahead and place one there, and I'll place one on the other side. And then I'll grab all of these three. I'm going to hold down the Control key, and I'm going to use the copy command, and I have it set for multiple. And so let's just make a few copies. So I'm going to grab that and slide it down, and slide it down, and then I'll come over here and I'll move over 10 feet or so, and I'll come back up. I was doing about 6 feet of spacing. So that's our setup for our tables and chairs. Let's go ahead and create a camera view for that. So I'm going to go to View, Camera. I'll come way over here in the corner, and I'll shoot back at our building. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I come all the way here so we don't clip anything out of our view. So we get our whole perspective coming back. And I'll open this view up a little bit. So it'll give us a good feeling about, what's going on outside there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll rename this view. It says View 2, but I'll give it a name right away. Let's say outdoor break areas, which I've actually called it before. And I'll call it Area 2 because I've already named that one. And we can render it just to see what it looks like. And so we have a good start with that. Now let's add two more pieces of furniture, one more piece of furniture in a couple of locations. I want to put a stool over here, and I have a stool on our website, and I'll just take a minute to get the website up. And here is the stool that I want to download. So I'm just going to click on that. That's going to automatically download it. And I'm just going to load it for sake of time right now just to the desktop, but you could save it in the folder that you wanted it to be in. And I'm going to go ahead and open that. And it'll ask to upgrade the model. And then I'm going to load that into our project. And I've already done this, so it's always asking to overwrite it, but you won't get that warning. And we're ready to place that component. So I'm going to go to Architecture, Component, Place a Component, and we're going to look for that, that chair that I just imported. And it's a Jefferson, and pick the first one there. It's just a nice, tall, modern-looking stool. I couldn't find anything inside of Revit that didn't look a little bit dopey. And we'll go ahead and save that. And I'm going to do a little save as. Just in case we had any problems with it. And next I want to actually create a view now so that we can look this way and see what it looks like in that direction looking towards the stools. So I'm going to go to View and go to Camera. And you may have created this view already, but it's kind of what I call the top of stairs. Kind of shoots through the room. Once again, I'm going to pull off so I get everything. so I can see my stools are placed correctly. And my ceiling looks good. And we'll go ahead and just render it so it looks a little easier to read. And I'm going to save that view right away. So that's 3D view 2. So I'm going to double click on it, or excuse me, click and rename, or click and hold it. I guess it just allows me to rename it. And we'll call this top of stair, or anything else you want to call it. I'll call it top of stair too because I've already created one. All right, because these are going to be the critical rendering views that we're going to do at the end of the project. So that sets us up with having our furniture now in place. We have some stools in place. We have our outdoor seating area. Next thing I'd like to look at is placing entourage, or what are part of the family of entourage, which are people in the scene. And we'll do that in the next clip.